What is it that you're not telling me?
About my childhood.
Five kids where? No, just playing.
Hold up.
Look, you better stop now. You better stop showing out.
I turned 8. He was like 12, 13. Him and his friends.
Yeah.
I began getting by my brother and his friends. You want to get deeper?
Well, we're gonna get deep.
Okay,
We're gonna get deep. So so let's just start from the beginning. So
they found my biological mom and they sent me here to Atlanta to live with her.
That is so cruel.
No goodbye.
And you've been with them since 4?
I love you. None of that.
So did he like have you selling yourself and stuff like that? Okay, and this was your husband?
Yeah.
Like legally married husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you know my life.
Well, listen, I put it together quick. All right? Hugging you right now just felt like I was giving my daughter a hug.
Yeah.
Okay? And it felt like you needed it.
I did. I did. Thank you.
Okay, so...
Oh, this is real deep.
What's up, YouTube? So, guys, I'm back in the gym with Katie, back on the meal plan with Chef Said, and back in the streets full time. So it's time to get back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta street interviews, out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm doing good.
All right. It's a beautiful day, ain't it?
It is bright,
Yeah.
sunny out.
Listen, I had to have you take those sunglasses off. I want to see those pretty eyes. All right. So, okay, so are you homeless?
I am.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 31.
31?
Yes.
Okay, so small. Like, how tall are you?
I'm just short as well.
You're like the ladies in my family. Like, all of them are like your height. Yes, like 5 feet and under, basically. What are you, like 4'11", 4'10"?
4'11", you nailed it.
Okay, that's my daughter's height. That's my daughter's height. You and my daughter twins.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, you said 31, right?
31.
31, okay. And so, all right, so how long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless now about 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
What happened 6 months ago that caused you to become homeless?
6 months ago, I left a domestic violence situation, and I also lost my children. So I reached a really hard path.
How many kids do you have?
I have 5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
5 kids where? 5 kids where? No, I'm just playing.
Hold on.
Look, you better stop now. You better stop showing out.
Right.
Okay.
No, I'm not playing, but
No, but okay, so the DV, leaving the DV situation and the kids being, I guess, sounds like taken from you.
right now,
Which one happened first?
the DV
So you left the DV situation,
Yes.
you had all 5 kids?
with me.
And
exactly.
then
And
I guess
reached
she
out
was
for
just
help.
kind of out there, and
Right.
that's how they ended up getting
And I couldn't see
taken?
my kids suffer like that, so
Did
I reached
any-
out for help.
Okay, when you reached out for help, that's when they came and got them?
Right.
Okay, so there wasn't any particular incident or anything like that occurred that made them get them?
No, well, they drug test me. When I reached out to DFACS and I
Okay.
told them I'm homeless, I'm with my children,
Right.
and we need help.
Okay.
They did take me to the office. They drug test me.
Okay, what'd you pop for?
Cocaine.
Okay. Now, we're 5 Points. I'm very familiar. This is my office, basically, okay?
Really?
So I know out here, 99% of the cocaine is crack. Okay, and so that's what we're talking about, the hard, right?
Right.
Okay, so we'll get into that in a second. But have you ever been married?
I have.
Okay. Was that the DV situation?
That was the first DV situation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is something that you're used to. Not
Yeah.
used to, but I mean, has happened before.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It seems like that's all I,
Ever run into?
for some reason.
So we're going to talk about that, because that may be that you're choosing the same type of guy for whatever reason.
Narcissist.
Well, we're going to talk about that, right? It may stem from childhood. We're going to see. Okay, all right. So are you still legally married?
No.
No? Okay. Have you been married once or twice?
Once.
Okay. How long did that marriage last?
4 years.
4 years? And what was it that made it dissolve? Was it the DV or was it other stuff too?
It was not only the DV. I was smoking weed. I was a pothead, and he laced my weed. He started lacing it. He rolled it for me, and he started lacing my weed, and I became addicted to cocaine.
Okay, so that's how I was
From
gonna
there,
ask how
he
you started doing that. Wow.
Introducing me to the street life.
So did he like have you selling yourself and stuff like that? Okay, and this was your husband?
Yeah.
Like legally married husband?
Yeah.
Was he like a pimp before?
No, he was selling, but he never had it around me. But what unfortunately happened, and I found out later on,
Okay.
that he started using, and he ran out of things to sell, basically.
Wow.
So
wow.
he looked at me like, hey, Gotta sell my wife.
Wow. And so what was your response? Like, I guess at that point you was already addicted.
Right.
And so what was your response?
It was either do what he say
or just have nothing, basically.
Be close to death, which I was. I've been close to death like 2 or 3 times before I finally just left. And the only reason I really stayed was because of the stability for the children.
Is he the father of all the 5 kids, or
just 2?
Just 2 of them?
Yeah.
Which 2? The first 2 or the last?
The last 2.
Okay, the last 2. So you had 3 going into the relationship with him.
Right.
Okay. Those 3 that you had, were they with one guy or with 3 different guys, or 2 different guys? 2 guys?
Yeah.
Okay. The dads that, so it sounds like there's 4 dads.
Mm-hmm. All together.
Okay. How old is your oldest child?
13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had him at 18. Got pregnant 17 type deal, right? Okay.
It's like you know my life.
Well, listen, I put it together quick. All right? So I've done a lot of these, okay? So, okay, so let's figure this out, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I'm particularly interested in you. Because like I say, you're the same height as my daughter. My firstborn, she's my twin.
Really?
That is my whoa. You know what I'm saying?
Like the twas. Everyone that's 4'11". Exactly. They call us the twas.
Okay, the twas. Yeah. What's that?
They're a group of people that were in Africa.
Okay.
It's like a whole village of them.
Yeah.
They're all 4'11".
I tell you what, man.
Men and women, they call us the twas.
My auntie. So I'll wait for the ambulance to go. So my auntie she just left town, but she's the same height as well. So it's in my family strong, like, you know what I'm saying? And so all right.
Very important.
Listen, I love it, man. Let me tell you something. My Mookie Bear is one of my favorite people in the world. That's my girl, all right? That's my girl. All right, so yeah, like I say, particularly interested because I'm trying to figure out how we get here, right? Now, it sounds like we got here because of domestic violence and things like that, but I'm trying to figure, okay, how do we get there?
You want to get deeper?
Well, we're going to get deep. Okay, we're going to get deep. So, okay. So, let's just start from the beginning. So, hey, listen, this is your time. Nobody else is going to walk up to you and have this. Listen, nobody else is going to walk up to you and have this conversation with you. So, let's talk about it. So, okay, so where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina.
South Carolina? Well, what's South Carolina?
Dennisville, South Carolina.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Dennisville. Smallest
Shout out to
town
Dennisville. Shout out to Dennisville, South Carolina. All day, man. I love the whole state of South Carolina. I love South Carolina. People don't even know it. All right, so growing up in South Carolina, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
I was adopted.
What age?
At age 4.
Okay. Growing up, would you say you had like a fairly normal childhood?
My parents were the owners of the first black African American Christian school. So I went to African American Christian school my entire childhood, from K through 12th grade.
Wow.
Because they were the owners of the school.
Yeah. Huh. We're gonna talk about that in a second. I went to church school through like 3rd grade. So I went to church school through 3rd grade. So I'm familiar enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I would ask this a certain way, but I'm gonna ask it different this time.
Okay.
So what was in your head when I said we're gonna go deep? What did your head go to? What did your thoughts go to?
A lot of
So let me
trials,
I'll
trauma.
ask it this way, right? I'll ask it the way I normally ask it.
Trauma.
So when you were younger, did like anything ever happen to you or anything like that?
Yes. Well, my parents were they were stiflers. They were very abusive. Not my dad per se, my adopted dad, but my mom, she was very stern. And anything less than perfect, basically, I would get chastised for it. Paddled, she called it the motivator. I got beat a lot growing up. And, I don't know. I kind of feel like I kind of dealt with my relationships when I got older. Because it was almost a norm.
To get beat, basically, to get beat on.
That they love me,
used to beat on you, so that was how you received love.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this, right?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No. First of all, don't ever apologize for feeling what you feel and allowing your emotions to flow, because if they're right there, they needed to come out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was it? What is it that you're not telling me?
About my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was adopted with me.
Okay.
I was 4, he was like 8. My brother, and when I turned 8, he was like 12, 13, him and his friends.
Yeah.
I began getting by my brother and his friends.
And that was when you was 8? He was
Yeah.
about 12 or so?
So I wasn't only just dealing with my parents abusing
Right.
me, but, you know.
That happened from 8 to what age?
From 8 to, I was like 12. When I was 12, he was like 16 maybe, and he ran away from home and found our biological mom.
Wow. So this was your biological brother?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever tell anybody about this?
I did.
Who'd you
when
tell?
I was like 10. I told my adopted mom.
What was her response?
She said she had no idea. At first she didn't believe me, but she just felt like all the security I gave you, how she kept me sheltered in, and that's when it really happened.
Right.
She was always busy, you know, checking test papers and always busy with the schoolwork.
And so that's when it would happen when because I always wonder, how do these things occur? Like, if there's 2 parents in the home and, you know?
Well, they were owners of private Christian school. They were always
So they were busy. They were super busy. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So it was like I had piano practice after school. After that, from 3 to 6 every day. After school, 3 o'clock, I have to practice my piano, 3 to 6. From 6 to 9, oh sorry.
It's okay.
From 6 to
Good.
9,
All right.
from 6 to 9, I had that time in my room.
Right. And so that's when he would do that?
Yeah.
How often?
And he would hurt me. Like, my brother would literally physically abuse me to, you know, scare me from telling anyone.
So, like, hit you type deal?
Oh yeah, hit me. He tied me to stuff, and
How often would he be doing the R word and the molestation stuff?
like twice a week. Like,
And you say his friends did it too?
Yeah, his best friend. He would have his friends come over and do it.
And so I guess after a while, it sounds like you just gave up as far as trying to fight or whatever.
Well, actually, it happened. Like, I was just so over life at that time when I was 10 years old, and I tried to commit suicide because I felt like it was just no way out. I'm sorry.
No. Listen, let it flow. Let it flow. Okay. Matter of fact, we're gonna take a quick second right here. Okay.
My brother's not in this shit. I'm sorry.
You say what?
My brother's not in this shit.
Listen, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Hugging you right now just felt like I was giving my daughter a hug.
Yeah.
Okay? And it felt like you needed it.
I did. I did. Thank you.
Okay, so...
Oh, this is real deep.
Well, yeah, it is. Because here's the thing, right? How do you think those things affected you?
It's affected me all the way around.
It sounds like it.
My childhood and my upbringing, I was a scholar. I graduated high school and I went to college for 3 years for my bachelor's in applied science for registered nursing. And when I was 18, I just graduated high school and I got pregnant. Out of wedlock, my very first time having sex, I got pregnant.
Man.
And my parents...
Mookie Bear, you see that? Mookie Bear. Mookie, in case you watch it.
It takes one time.
All right. Go
Say
ahead.
no. So my parents disowned me immediately. They abandoned me, cut me off completely. They found my biological mom and they sent me here to Atlanta to live with her.
That is so cruel.
No goodbye.
And you've been with them since 4?
I love you. None of that. Well, my dad did. He gave me a hug and said I love you, and that's all that I knew. You know, were them. So for them to just cut me off like that, you know, it did something to me.
Let me ask you this. Did any of that affect like your faith in like God and everything?
Oh no.
No? So faith
no.
is unshaken.
Man,
Okay, so that's cooked in. That's baked into the cake.
That's the only thing
Well, that's
got
a good
me through
thing.
then and got me through now. God has held my hand the entire time.
Because my
He
thing
never
is,
let go.
it always like I've had these stories on my channel before, right? And it's like it tends to be like the more super Christian parents that kind of operate this way. It's crazy.
better off. You spoiled the child. And I think they took that to the
too literal. Like, the ride isn't always a physical ride, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry you brought my bag of flowers.
That's okay. It's okay.
I love nature.
Okay, and so, because is that one of your brothers too?
That's
Just like a street bro type deal?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So, all right, so let me ask. So, did you ever talk to your brother again, your biological brother?
Yeah, I was doing pretty well when I first got here and I got married and stuff before the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
My husband abusing me. He reached out to me, him and his wife, and they needed somewhere to stay. They had 5 children as well.
Wow.
Right then, I only had 3. I was pregnant with my 4th.
Right.
And I rented an entirely different apartment in the complex for them.
To accommodate them.
Right. And my brother came at me again. Yeah. He came at me again, like just grabbing me forcefully, as if I was his wife.
And what
or
did you do?
Someone that he was trying to take advantage of.
What'd you end up doing?
I slapped the shit out of him and I kicked him out. I told him he has to go. I never want to see you again. I haven't seen him since then.
That is wild.
Yeah.
So he
I'm
he didn't feel remorseful. He didn't feel none of that
He was
stuff.
still in that sickening. It's sickening.
So let's do this real quick, right? One of the things that we do on this channel is we have conversations with people when they're not right in front of our face, because it's just easier to like get out all of our feelings and our emotions without being interrupted.
Yeah.
If you could just give any message to your brother, tell him anything. You don't have to see this video on YouTube. Go ahead and unload. Just tell him however it is that you're feeling.
Oh, Brian, I'll always be a little sister, and I love you so much. But what you did to me was wrong. And I forgive you. I forgave you. Then I still forgive you. But I can't forget.
Do you think his wife knows? Like, did his wife find out that that's the reason why you kicked him out?
No, I didn't want to just ruin their relationship. She actually got killed last year.
What?
Yeah, she got hit by a car last year. Rest in peace, Shannon. She was one of my best friends.
So y'all remained friends even after that happened?
You
and her?
And I, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we did.
So okay, so let's.
Because they had split.
Okay, so they had split.
Yeah. Last
So-
I heard, he was in prison. All I can do is pray for him.
What's his name?
Brian Rogers.
Brian Rogers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So real quick. So, okay. So at this point, because do you think that any of that trauma, like, plays into the drug addiction and everything else?
It does, because when my parents were beating me, my biological mom, she was strung out on crack and wasn't able to raise me and our sibling, of course.
Right.
So while my parents were beating me, every time I got a beating, you're never amount to anything. You're just like your mom. No one ever loved you.
They're speaking spells over you, speaking curses over
While
you.
they're
Yeah, that's what they was
shit
doing.
out of you.
There's power in the tongue. The tongue is powerful, more powerful than the sword.
That generation curse seemed to come back around. But there are such things called chain breakers.
Yeah, you can break generational
When
curse.
I say it's about that time.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this: have you talked to anybody professionally about any of this stuff?
Like my psychiatrist and stuff.
Yeah, like a therapist.
Of course. Yeah, I have.
Has it helped?
It's kind of repetitive. Every time I go, it's like I'm a broken record. They ask the same questions.
Yeah, it has to be like a long-standing relationship to
Right.
where you can get past that first part and then really start to dive into
the best counselor
psyche.
I have, the best psychiatrist.
is God. Absolutely.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It is.
The thing about God being our counselor is sometimes we don't know if it's God or if it's somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if it's us trying to make it be God, right? You got to really have your antenna tuned in to really be able to decipher the messages that God sends our way.
Right.
One of the messages is He sends a guy like me along to kind of have you tell your story.
Right.
And it does so many things. It inspires people.
Yeah.
It allows you to feel some type of healing energy.
It does.
So it
Just
does a
getting
lot
it
of
out.
different things. Yeah. So, all right. Well, listen. At this point, what are we doing to try to get ourselves out of this situation?
Right now, I'm looking into different resources. I have DFACs helping me out, trying to find, right now, shelter, some stability. By me being in my addiction, I have been procrastinating.
Send me some more breezy in this motherfucker.
Lord Jesus, Summer, why are you here?
Just love her. Listen, so basically they have me doing there's different classes and stuff I have to take, parenting classes.
So
like
you're putting one foot in front of the other, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that I just don't want to go back to rehab. I tried rehab so many times.
How many times?
She doing what she wanna do.
Why do you think rehab hasn't worked?
Right, one do not need to do it.
Why do you think rehab hasn't worked?
Because I haven't worked.
Ooh,
Because
that's a
I
bar.
haven't worked. Is when I go to rehab and it's time for me to exit, I hate losing people. So I cling to,
The people that you meet there
I
and
do.
everything else.
I cling to them, not only them, but people that I've known or met
I get
along
it.
my journey.
And so you end up right back
And
into the same
yeah,
stuff.
thinking I'm strong enough to handle it, and yeah, I'm defeated every time.
Okay, so what about this time?
This time, I want to find a way to do it without rehab because it just don't seem.
Well, like you say, here's
like
the
a
thing,
cycle.
right? There was a time when there was no rehab,
Right.
and all you had was God.
Right.
Okay, so I believe that you can find that God inside you
Yeah.
to help you to beat anything in life. Okay,
Most
so,
definitely.
well, listen, on that note, if anybody out there did want to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way for them to do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I do. I have a number.
So we don't want your number because a bunch of
You want
people,
Cash App?
especially you, a bunch of people going to be trying to call you. So yeah, Cash App is much better.
Okay. What's my Cash App?
Pull out the phone or do whatever you got to do. Get it right now.
Yeah, my phone is dead. So I gotta pay.
Okay. So the cash tag we just seen is, I guess, funds, none else. So FUNDZNUNELSE.
Right.
All right. Well, and what's your IG and Facebook?
I don't have social media.
No? Okay.
No.
Listen, like I say, we really appreciate you. Definitely wish you nothing but the best, all right?
Thank you guys.
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
You too.
All right.
Bye, Summer.